Thanks for your interest in learning how some of these clients of mine have been able to replicate themselves. I just want to record this short video to explain, I guess, the steps that they've gone through, because when they've been able to replicate themselves, they have been able to remove stuff out of their business life that they don't love doing, and they've been able to scale the impactful stuff. So through a combination of digital content, AI, and virtual assistants, they've been able to focus on a lot more stuff that they love and have a business that grows where they're not the bottleneck having to do everything. So let me just share quickly what they've been doing. So the first part of it is basically creating a digital version of you, and that's your digital content. So that ideally what you want here is for people to be able to discover you, get to know, like, and trust you through the digital content that you've got. So you want to be discovered and have people know, like, and trust you. So basically what we're talking about here in its most simple form is a good LinkedIn profile, making sure that messaging is client focused and that messaging is also replicated on your website if you have one. But ideally also there's places like YouTube, where people can binge watch a little bit of your content to see if they gel with you. The second pillar then is the virtual version of you. And what I mean by this is we've all got a business network, but most of us have neglected it or it's dormant. Now most of us have got a gold mine sitting in our business contacts, but we've never taken a shovel to extract any of that value. And so with the virtual you, it's all about uncovering and tapping into that network that you've spent decades most likely building and nurturing. So a lot of people know, like, and trust you already. All we need to do is unpack that and actually go back and re-engage with them. And this is typically where the money comes in. It's very common for my clients in the first month to have identified dozens, if not hundreds, maybe even thousands of people who they have done business with in the past, whether it's like a past client or even a past prospect. And it's very easy to go back to those people with a simple re-engagement message that can then re-engage a new conversation or re-engage a new project very, very quickly. So that's the second part. That's typically, I refer to that as the low-hanging fruit exercise. And that's really, really powerful. And then the third thing that clients do to replicate themselves is to create an AI version of you. And that's really just unpacking everything up here in your head and on your computer and programming that into like a custom GPT or a chat GPT project so that it can create content, it can know how you write, know how you think, know your body of work, so that it can be like your right-hand co-pilot for a lot of your either content creation tasks, writing tasks, even video scripts, any of those types of things, even like a business advisor, to be honest. It's super, super powerful. And when we do those three pillars, basically what that means is that the person in the middle, which is you, the real life you're free to do stuff that you love the most, that's most lucrative in terms of dollars, and that is most creative. So I'm just going to draw a little light bulb there. So if that appeals, that's kind of at a high level, in a nutshell, how I've been working with my clients to unpack the digital version of you, the virtual version of you, and the AI version of you, so that you are free to focus on the bits that you love. So if you've got any questions, let me know. But if that resonates, let me know. If it doesn't, no stress. But that's exactly what we've been doing. And in fact, just in this week, a client picked up a 40 grand piece of work just by sending a 2-sentence email to people she'd worked with 10 years ago. Another client sold out a workshop just by reaching out to people in his existing network. Now, the people that turned up to that workshop then booked him for a 40 grand piece of work, and then since then another 20 grand piece of work. So there's a lot of value that you're likely sitting on that is just dormant, And that's the first step in this whole process. So anyway, if that resonates, my details obviously you've got. So we'll talk more if it does resonate. Cheers.